Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in. Welcome back. This is the Lower Rung podcast, hosted by a plethora of WCR reps, representatives, if you will. Uh, Zane over here in the top right, John B down below, and myself, Austin Grubbs. Man, but
Wrong way.
wrapped in a box. Thank you, Mike, for telling us we're late again. Hey, we're fashionably late. We wanted to create a buzz, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But before we get into some window cleaning talk here, I had a conundrum happen to me today. Wanted to get your feedback. Don't go into too detail on your feedback because we may get pulled from live streams. But so I went into the gas station, went to get in a Red Bull, had to go to the bathroom. This old guy was in front of me, had a mask on. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just old and sick. Maybe he has a virus. I don't know. So I go into the bathroom and I start peeing. He starts peeing. I'm done before he is. I'm washing my hands. Dude just walks out, doesn't wash his hands. I'm like, you were wearing a mask. You didn't even wash your hands.
Yeah.
Just kind of hypocritical of himself.
So his excuse is probably I'm wearing the mask for others and not myself. I don't care about my dirty hands, but I care about you
Right.
guys breathing in whatever I'm putting out. That's
Right.
how I would reason in my head, so I wouldn't punch the drying machine or whatever in the bathroom.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe he was like probably 85. Maybe he had like asbestos poisoning. Maybe he had like lead poisoning from back in the day. Maybe
Right.
he fought in Nam. I don't know.
He was in Chernobyl.
Maybe he was one of them foreigners that came over. I don't know. But
No, that harkens back to like when people would be wearing masks like when you didn't have to like early on, but I would be in line with them at the grocery store or something and they would be like right on top of me, like right next to me and I'm like you guys are the ones in the masks and I feel like you're in my personal space right now.
one of the funniest videos I ever seen was this guy. You've probably seen it. And they had those dividers up at the grocery store, the little plastic
Mhm.
Right.
paper thin. And he would like try to go pay and he would just hit the plastic divider. Like, I don't know how to get it to you. I'm trying to be safe. I I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Thank you
I've
for putting up
accidentally
this
hit
divider.
that. Yeah. I've definitely done that before.
We had a place that had one of the they like custom built their own giant plastic shield to stop people from talking over each other and stuff like that. And it was pretty consistent every time we went. He was like, "Hey, can you clean this for me?" And I'm like, "This
Oh wow.
plexiglass wooden frame that you've made, you want me to clean?" He's like, "Yeah, can you just do it?" I'm like, "Okay." So I'm sitting there mopping and squeegeeing. It's like swinging back and forth, hitting stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever the customer wants."
That's great.
Yeah. Me and Zane were talking before the podcast. We were trying so hard to come up with some window cleaning terms that John B wouldn't
Yeah.
know to test his
Mm.
window cleaning knowledge. And we just like can't come up with anything. Like I've been in window cleaning so long, I can't think of a phrase that would only window cleaners would know.
Right. The only one, and anybody in the chat, if you can think of some, let's get some of that going. But the only one I could think of is if I say I'm going to go up to this window and I'm going to seven this window. Do you know what that would mean, John?
Should I hold my response for if we get something going?
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave that one on the
Is that
table.
fair?
We'll leave that one on the table.
All right, killer. Yeah. No, stuff like that though, that's a good example, you know. And I think in some cases with like if you were to talk about a situation that you were to run into at on like a building or
Right.
like at a residence, I might not know the terminology potentially there, so that might be something too.
And it's hard because we can't say products because you have a good product knowledge
Right.
and you work
Right.
with products. So it's like it has to be some
Yeah.
kind of secret club term.
Right.
Well, and it is weird because like everybody has a different name for something else. Like how many different names are there for I call it a mop, but there's
Yeah,
Yeah.
applicator, there's
yeah.
wand, there's mop,
Yeah, he
there's
would know that.
whatever else, right? But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
weird
I mean,
no matter what there's always a different you can like you said last week about asking about what's your favorite squeegee rubber or what's the best. You can ask 30 different people, "Hey, what is this called?" and 30 different answers will come up.
yeah. That's like how rubbers are sometimes to people called blades, and you're like, well, we actually have blades, you know?
I always got confused with that one.
Yeah,
Oh, you're looking for rubber. Yeah,
right, right.
and
I
like
like
you're
when. Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like when somebody doesn't realize that like if they're looking on the site and they see like squeegees and stuff like that, they don't realize that there's components of it being like the handle, channel,
Right.
rubber. They're just like, oh, just the squeegee, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but you can change the
Right.
channels out.
I know. I've had people tell me I want a channel that changes angles, and I'm like, that doesn't
Ooh,
exist.
That would be
And
oh,
like,
there's an idea.
there's a term Luke used to use called kisses on the glass, but it's a
Hmm.
different term for everybody. I don't call them kisses. Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't even know that one. What is that? I may know it. I may just call it something different, but describe that one.
I don't know if I could describe it without giving away the answer.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, leave it, leave
Even
it.
even
I will leave
kisses.
it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Save
stumped.
that. That's good though. Yeah, it was just an idea I had. I mean, if we can't come up with something that is significant, we can scrap it. But it'd be fun for even if people got involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I got to tell you, for those window cleaning / soft washing guys, I've been in both of them for a very long time, and the past few weeks have been miserable for me.
Right.
We have been doing jobs, and we'll do a $700 job, and something will blow up, and then the next day it's a $750 repair, and then we'll do $1,000 job and more than $1,000 worth of repairs this week, and I'm just like, oh man, I love window cleaning so much. You
Yeah.
know, RODI system has 3 filters, pretty hard to diagnose, really hard to break. Uh,
Yeah.
if you're getting into soft washing, just think really hard about spending thousands of dollars on things that just break all the time. When's the last time a squeegee channel broke? When's the last time your
Yeah.
pedal broke? Like,
Right.
Yeah, really. God
We
damn.
we've very much simplified everything. We're just gonna clean windows. We got a lot of local competitors that are deck staining and gutter cleaning and soft washing and pressure washing and roof washing, like everything. And I'm like, we're just gonna clean windows. And I get the aspect of, hey, you want to be a company that can provide every service your customer needs. You don't want to have your customer try to reach out to a whole bunch of different people. You just want to be able to take care of that customer for anything they need. But I'm like, I just like cleaning windows. We're just going to not be stressed out, and we're just going to do our one thing and do it the best we can rather than do 5 things and do them all kind of meh, you know?
I mean,
There you go. Transparency.
just for an example, me and Zane, or actually Zane wasn't there. Me and Mike were doing a job. It was a 4 or 5 story. I think it was a 4 story, maybe 4.5.
Right.
And the guys had to pressure wash before we cleaned the windows. So Mike subbed it out. We get there. They were supposed to be done that day. Didn't happen. They couldn't reach or whatsoever. Big problem. So it went on to the next day. So we couldn't clean windows. They had to rent a lift, which luckily the company had a lift, so they didn't have to spend any more money. But it turned like a 1-day project into a 3-day project. We're moving stuff
Right.
around, and they were miserable. So yeah, man, cleaning windows, 100% profit.
Cleaning
You
windows.
you mentioned Mike. I mean, he posted something that I think we have to talk about and just
Oh.
go over really. If we had the ability, which I think we may, or I don't know if we could pull this up right now, but he had, I think it was a TikTok post that Austin, you were the focal point of,
Oh,
and I
yes.
want to talk about the footwear, and not necessarily the footwear, but the accessories that were
Yeah.
adorning the footwear. If we could at least just, and do you have them right now? Like, do you
I,
currently
I
have
do.
them where we could?
I do. Let me go grab them.
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
because I think it's worth mentioning, and I don't want to spoil this for anybody who hasn't seen this yet,
They were
but
at my feet. I was actually just wearing these.
really.
So
Let's
me
show
and
them.
Mike
Show them
and
off.
Zane were down in Nashville, Tennessee, and I told them boys they don't know nothing about these Crocs, camo Crocs with the giblets. I got
Yeah.
some Rugrats, Whataburger, United States of America, margaritas, beer, Solo cup, not a red Solo cup, but one of them.
Right.
Lawn chair, the most comfortable accessory. But wait, hold on, there's
Mm.
another foot.
There's
And
another foot.
I've lost a bunch of them. Every hole used to be a little giblet on it. I got some golf ball action, a
Nice.
cactus, a pizza, another lawn chair because I love lawn chairs. The official
They're
chair
good.
of the party, if I might say.
Totally.
An anchor because the sea, awesome.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
I don't know what happened to like the rest of them, but every hole used to have a little giblet. And I would just come home one day and my wife was like, what happened to him? I was like, I don't know. I was on a roof and a couple of them fell off. True story. I was cleaning solar panels in these. It was a friend of mine. It wasn't a customer. And I slipped and like 3 of them fell off and they're in his gutters, probably still in his gutters.
Probably still in his gutters, yeah.
Wow.
That video had the perfect recipe to go viral, and it just didn't. It was Nashville, it was a Cracker Barrel, it was the grub worm, and all the giblets you could even stand. And I just, that's the one that got away. That one should have been viral.
Well,
I know you kind of don't need context or anything. You know what I mean? It just stands on its own.
It's just there.
And the reason behind that is I like Crocs. I'm from Texas, but one year we got everybody for Christmas a pair of Crocs, and we bought like 200 little giblets. I don't know what they're called.
Insane. I think giblets is right. I think that's correct.
And we just like went to the Croc store. We have a Croc store, of course, and we just like did one of those. I'll take them all.
Right.
And yeah, that's what we did for Christmas.
I've got the same camo Crocs. I just don't accessorize mine like you do. I do too much good old boy stuff where I would be losing giblets everywhere. That was one of the best sentences I've ever crafted just now. I'm good old boy. I'll lose my giblets. That's quality podcast.
Replay on that because I think I want to hear it again.
Yeah.
And when you do some truck stuff, are you in the work van or are you in your personal truck? Because you got a nice little truck over there.
Well, I used to be able to do a lot more truck stuff. I've since downgraded my truck. It's just a 2-wheel drive, and so I did actually get stuck doing truck stuff like last summer, and I had to do the call of shame. Like, Mike, can you come pull me out, please? It was like probably 2 feet of mud in my tiny little Frontier, which I love the truck, but I now know I can't do as much truck stuff. But work van, I probably do too much truck stuff in the work van that Mike doesn't know about, and so I'm not going to talk about it here on the podcast. But I get my truck stuff in. I'll say that.
That sounds like a good country song.
That really does. And you throw in giblets in there.
There you go. Giblets, camo, Cracker Barrel.
Damien said, "What's up? Thanks for tuning in, Damien." Hunter said, "The real question is, do you clean windows or wash in a 4x4 or a 2x4?" I drive a 4x4 personally. It's running again, so that's nice.
Hold on. I don't know if he may be talking about the Crocs because you can put the Crocs in 4-wheel drive.
I bet he's talking about the Crocs.
He might be talking about the Crocs. If you really got a tough job like construction clean or storm windows, that's full sport mode all day long.
Gutter cleaning.
If I'm just crushing storefronts, yeah, I'll be in rear wheel drive. I can't talk, but yeah, I'll let the sides flip up if I'm just chilling.
I think that's another song right there. I mean, my God, we better transcribe this entire podcast here.
We're moving to Nashville. We're getting famous.
One of my favorite times of the year is Labor Day in Galveston, Texas, on the beach. We'll either stay at my father-in-law's beach house or rent a beach house, like right on the beach, and we'll set up lawn chairs because I like lawn chairs on the beach and watch people come by. And the sand is like so thick, and you'll see people out there in Altimas and Camaro, and they get stuck every time. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna get stuck.
Right.
I had this one guy. It was like it wasn't a Frontier. What does Chevy make? A Colorado. It was a Colorado, and then an F-150 was pulling him, and an F-350 was pulling him, and a Jeep was pulling him. And I was like, y'all are the greatest entertainment I've seen all day.
Wow.
I could stay here all day.
Yeah, that's wild. I not to go too off track, but the appreciation for lawn chairs. I went to that outdoor hockey game and bought 2 lawn chairs, dual
Nice.
cup, got the
Nice.
little side bag. We were set. It was great. Couldn't have asked for anything better there.
You know,
Nice.
speaking of hockey, I am not a hockey connoisseur, but I'm getting into it. We don't have a hockey team close to me. There's one in Dallas, but I'm not going to drive 4 hours to watch hockey.
Go Stars. That's all I gotta say.
I hate Dallas in general. Dallas, Fort Worth, the Rangers, the Stars, the Cowboys. Awful organization
That
across
covers
the
it.
board. Um, but I hear we talked about this last week. Houston may be coming out with a hockey team. I don't think it would do
Yeah.
well because we've never had a team. I think we had like a minor league
Hmm.
team or something, but we have a soccer team that no
Yeah.
one goes to. The
The
Dynamo.
Dynamo.
No one
Huh.
goes to that.
Let me see.
We'll see how that goes.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I've just recently gotten into hockey pretty big within the last 2-3 years. But even just seeing, like, you think about hockey and you don't think Dallas, Texas, but going to a Stars game, dude, it's insane. I'll
Yeah.
I'll probably take a Cowboys game over anything, but a Stars hockey game is a close second as far as environment. I mean, it's just stupid. It is one of the best sporting events I've ever been to, and so I'm trying to get back down there. But yeah,
Well,
it's
Yeah.
legit.
you
It's nothing
know,
to I well, I guess the Dallas Stars have an affiliate in Cedar Park. I'm not really sure where that is, but that's an AHL team.
hmm,
I don't know if
Yeah, I
I'll
that
don't
take
rings
know.
a bell to you, but
I just recently found this out because I was looking at jerseys because I'm gonna buy a jersey before I even know the
Yep.
rules of hockey, of course.
Yep,
And they call them sweaters,
they
apparently.
do.
yeah, there's
Yes,
sweaters or a tarp. You know, quite a
And the
couple of
cool
terms there.
kids wear like hoodies underneath because they're so
gotta
You
have the
can,
hood.
you
Gotta have
can.
the hood hanging out the back. That's the rule.
You can, yeah. Now, obviously, if you're over in California and stuff like that, I guess I could see not wanting to do anything like that. But
Right.
and maybe even Texas, to be honest with you. But it gets pretty cold in those arenas.
Right.
well,
Yeah.
you know, I just had I had a brain fart. Now it's back. I'm a Bryce Harper guy. I've followed Bryce Harper since high school.
Yeah.
He's a Las Vegas Knights guy.
Right.
Um,
I'm a
I
Philly, so I
have
can't like him.
nothing to do with like Las Vegas. I've never been, but the Athletics are moving from Oakland to Vegas, and I'm going to be an Athletics fan. Like change the name, Las Vegas Aces or something. Las Vegas
Hmm.
21s. I don't
Well,
know.
the Aces are the WNBA team. You're being a little misogynistic right now, Austin, by not knowing that.
Uh,
But no, I think
people
it'll
go
be
to those-
good.
Do people
What's that?
watch? Do
I
people
don't
watch?
know.
Yeah.
I don't. Kind of like the
They
mask
they go.
conversation. I'm not gonna give my thoughts on it. But
Wonder why.
no, I think it would be good for the A's to move. I like baseball, man. Spring training,
Well,
it's just ramping up. I'm excited.
the Oakland Stadium is awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
It's
worst.
old. It's really old. They don't have. They just seem like they've always had like no money going in. Kind of seems
Right.
like they don't take it too seriously until like it finally is their last like couple of years. You know, where it's like, oh, they're gonna
Right.
kick us out, and it's, oh, so now we have fans, and now we care about the organization.
Right.
Ah,
Yeah, and like the greatest baseball movie ever has to be Moneyball about the Athletics. We can debate that.
I love Moneyball. I don't. I can't say that I think it's the best.
Don't
Not
say
because
leave their own. Don't say.
no. Once again, not going to talk about my feelings on that. But no, Moneyball's legit. I have been a Rookie of the Year guy. I'm always a Rookie of the Year guy. That's been my favorite. And then Major League. I think those three. Moneyball for a serious movie. I'm just a Brad Pitt guy. So
Is the rookie, is that Dennis Quaid?
no, I'm talking about Rookie of the Year. The kid breaks his
Hmm.
arm and pitches for the
Oh
Cubs.
yes, yes.
Remember?
Oh,
And then
You've never
Sand,
seen
you gotta
Rick?
throw
Well,
Sandlot in
my
there.
bad. That movie was made well before 2010, so Austin hasn't seen it.
Oh, shit.
way
Um,
before.
But yeah, what I'm trying to think
Hoping
of
for a
the
remake.
kid's name. What's the kid's name in Rookie of the Year? I need to remember that. But anyway, good movie. Kid
That's
breaks
not
his
the kid
arm and
from
then he
Wonder
throws a
Years, is
Hyundai.
it?
No, I think you're thinking of Fred Savage. It's a different
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one.
I'm a Sandlot guy, but
Sandlot, yeah.
some.
That's a
Oh,
class.
there's also the one with Rosie O'Donnell that's really funny, and Tom Hanks. Oh man,
A League
it's
of
like
Their
a
Own.
Yeah,
he.
that's
Is that what it is? That
yeah.
one's great. That one I like. Do
The
you not like that
only
one, Austin?
no, not a fan. Field of Dreams is
Field of
okay.
Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that the MLB had a game there. That was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
The
awesome. The
Yankees had to play there, of course.
walk off home run in the Iowa field was pretty gnarly.
I thought it was funny that Aaron Judge was actually taller than the corn
And the
stalks.
corn
You
in
could
the
see his
back,
head the
right.
entire time. That was pretty cool.
You guys are
We've
gonna have to help me out here. There was an A. He changed to a bunch of different teams. There was a guy that could like throw somebody out from the warning track. I can't remember his name. Gigantic Dominican guy.
like
That is
recently or no?
vague, I feel like.
Cannot. He played for so many teams, but like that one throw, like his back was like touching the wall, threw a guy out from home plate. I cannot remember his name.
When I think cannons, I think Yasiel Puig and
Gross.
the dude for the. I know he played for the Mets. This may be the same guy you're talking about. I don't know, but Ioannis Cespedes.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Ioannis.
Cespedes who you're
Cespedes.
thinking of?
Yes,
Yeah, dude
he-
had a rocket.
That guy
Giant
like broke his foot, like stepping in a hole or something
Right,
like that,
something
and then
weird.
he like ran away from spring training or something. I have no idea.
The perfect A. That's what he is.
But he was hitting bombs for a while. That
Yeah.
guy was crazy.
and
We've
But
Austin, we
I-
got to get a little Rangers and Stros game. We got to meet up in Dallas. That's like an equal drive for both of us.
I would love to go to Mimic Made. That's what I call it. I would
Mimic
love.
made the House of Champions, World Series. I mean, you can call it what you want. We didn't have to bang any trash cans to get our World Series, though. That's all I'm going to say.
I know. I
did it
saw
without
the.
Jacob DeGrom too.
Right. And that just, I feel like now it's just going to be a waste because now we're going to have him. And then being a Cowboys fan, I can never have expectations. So I just am already knowing that that's going to be the one World Series I ever see, and it'll never happen again. So the whole DeGrom money is going to be wasted, but it'll be fun. Maybe he'll get some nice strikeouts.
You guys still
That'd be cool.
cheated, and the reason is that one guy, I can't remember his name. He was like the size of me when he came in the league, and now he's Barry Bonds size. Garcia,
Adolis,
Adolis.
the Astros father, the Astros
He's definitely.
creator. I
he's
mean, the walk-off home run says otherwise. He's kind of the GOAT. Him and Seager. I mean, hey, it's okay. You'll have the next like 5 years of Altuve being short and still beating us. So let us have this 1 year. You've had the other 5 or 6, whatever. Just let us have this one, okay?
I saw the AI trash throws jerseys. If you
That's
didn't
funny.
see those were good. Noah said LeBron or MJ. It's a known fact that LeBron has the most points ever, 40,000. No one will ever match him. LeBron's the GOAT. You can say what you want. LeBron's the GOAT.
I want to hear your
Yeah,
thoughts, John B, before I answer.
I'm not huge into basketball, but so I don't know that I could really weigh in. I think it's a different game, or it's slightly different from when Michael Jordan was in the league. But when you look at points and you look at certain statistics, it's like comparing Larry Bird to somebody who plays now. It just kind of
Right,
like completely different. Or even comparing who's the one dude who like used to own every player in like the 50s.
Oh, Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes, yeah. So it's like comparing him to even like Michael Jordan or something like that. It's just like completely different leagues. I could be completely wrong on that too.
Well, back in the 50s, everyone was like 5'3", and Wilt
Right.
Chamberlain was gigantic.
Right.
My wife's a Dennis Rodman fan. She said we haven't talked about Dennis Rodman yet.
Worm.
Well,
Anyone
I'm a fan
who
of
can
his,
marry
his
them.
non-playing career.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy. He's an interesting
Say
critter,
that.
I'd say. Yeah. But I mean, dude got rebounds. There's a picture that's like is when he was on the Spurs, like the last 2 games for Dennis Rodman, and it was like 35 minutes, however many turnovers, 0 points, and 49 rebounds in the past 2 games. Like, did nothing but rebound. But I get down with Rodman. I like Dennis Rodman.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he looks like a randomized created character in a video game or
Right,
something.
right.
He's
Yeah.
definitely an interesting fella.
It
I think
can't
Noah
be
I
the
think
dire.
Noah asked the LeBron and MJ just because he knows that I'm a huge LeBron guy. And LeBron is the greatest of all time. Specifically, 2018 playoffs, LeBron, nobody's ever done anything like it. Buzzer beaters against the Pacers and against the Raptors. I mean, I remember every game of that playoff run. He's the GOAT. I'll leave it at that.
2018, was that Miami Heat or Cleveland?
That was Cleveland. That was after Kyrie had left Cleveland and gone to Boston, and LeBron is carrying the absolute, like, one of the worst Cavaliers teams ever. It was so bad that the graphic of the NBA Finals was like Warriors versus Cavs. Warriors was like Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Kevin Durant. And then on the Cavs, it's LeBron, Matthew Dellavedova, J.R. Smith, and Kyle Korver. And it's like, that tells you just him being in those finals, like, no one's ever going to touch what he does. He's my Labubu Bear, my sweet, glorious prince, King James.
Oh wow, that just got. I just
Yeah,
think I shuddered right there.
Unashamed.
All right, yeah.
And Kyle
uh,
Korver is Ashton Kutcher's brother, I think.
Is that what? What do you mean? Like, legitimately?
They're identical twins. Not legitimately, but they're identical twins.
I mean, kind of. I can see it a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, Kyle Korver's got one of my favorite NBA clips of all time. He had some insane heat check. I can't remember who it was against, but he, like, in the span of a minute, just goes back and forth and hits 4 3-pointers over and over and over.
That must have been when he played for the Hawks.
It was with the Hawks. It was.
I just
But
like
John B's
my
not a
favorite
basketball
thing.
so.
That's okay though. My favorite thing that LeBron ever did, and it was off the court. It was when he showed up to that press conference in like a suit shorts.
Oh yeah, yeah, with the glasses.
I was
Yeah.
like, that is wild. I've never seen that in my life, and I don't know if we'll ever see the likes of that outfit again.
Well, there was a fake glasses era. Fake.
With no lenses in them, just the rims.
Right.
Everybody would
awesome.
wear them.
And people started getting injured, because everybody was,
Yeah. Oh,
I always
man.
get people testing me. I gotta dodge them.
Right. Oh man.
Oh, man. But to cap off the sports talk, and specifically with sports movies, the one hockey movie called Miracle is one of the better sports movies overall, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that with the Mighty Ducks?
No, that's
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks is legit too. I've got a Gordon Bombay jersey in my closet right now.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
love
awesome.
Mighty Ducks. Love it.
That's
a good question. Noah asked greatest movie of all time. What is?
Oh.
We can do greatest movie of all time, but then also greatest sports movie of all time. Like, what's your favorite sports movie ever?
Sure.
In all sports.
I'm a movie nerd, so like
Right.
I've watched so many movies and can kind of be like annoying with movies when you go to see a movie if I'm there and just kind of like critiquing everything too much. I try and go in with an empty head and just enjoy it for what it is. But my favorite was always Taxi Driver from
Nice.
it's like from 1972 or something like that with DiCaprio or De Niro.
De Niro.
But I really like Austin. You'll maybe have even seen this. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is
Come on, dude. You're speaking my language. Speaking my
it's
language
one of my
right
favorites. So
I was thinking of Taxi with Queen Latifah.
no, but
they're actually pretty similar if you watch them side by side. Not at all.
Everyone knows the greatest movie of all time is National Treasure. Whether you like Nicolas Cage or not, National Treasure is a gem.
Noah, you did this.
It's a nice action movie.
This is Noah's fault. Noah, I don't know if you know, but Austin has not seen or does not watch any movie before 2010.
He's definitely seen.
I'm not an active connoisseur of movies before 2010.
I would just like to know the movie from 2009 that you said, that's
right.
it.
Like, I'm done. I'm done. What was it?
I'm out of here.
It probably was Cars or something.
That's not a bad movie though.
Well, when you start going into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10,
Oh,
start.
yeah. I don't know about the sequels, but
Yeah, I liked Cars
Origin
1.
is where it's at. So
Hunter
you had,
Williams said
I'm
Step
seeing that you had
Brothers.
LeBron posters all over your room, Austin. Is that true? Tell
Yeah,
us
my
about
wife, like when we were dating, she would. I lived with my parents, and I still have posters in my office. I always have like posters and flags. And she was like, "Not one half naked woman, all LeBron." And I was like, "LeBron's a go, baby.
Yeah,
LeBron's
I
good.
mean, yeah.
Not a car wash
that.
bikini photo anywhere. Just LeBron."
No, I don't think they really did that after like a certain time period. Really, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have any posters like that in my room or anything,
Not on
but
the
I don't
ceiling.
know.
My cousin had him on the ceiling. I was like,
I didn't I didn't like the idea of anything on the ceiling really.
Yeah. Well, now what they're
I,
not telling us is she said no half naked woman pictures. There were half naked LeBron pictures. That's what was going on. LeBron
those were
car
full
wash,
naked.
LeBron pinups. Yeah, that's what was happening.
He just had the suit shorts on.
Just the suit shorts and the glasses. Don't forget the glasses with no lenses.
I have to go into a conspiracy here. I have to.
Do it.
So
Go. Yeah.
for the longest time, I thought the NBA was full of like this was before AI. I thought they were like full of robots, like cloned
Allen
people,
Iverson.
like real people went into the NBA after year one. They were cloned, not real people. But after I went to high school with this guy who his cousin went to the NBA, I was like, okay, they're not fake. They're real. But for the longest time, I was like, no one in the NBA is real. They're all fake.
That's actually a fitting topic because the boys and I are heading out to Oklahoma City tomorrow to catch a Thunder game. So we're going. There's two players on the Thunder that went to high school in the town we're from, and they
Oh
both
wow.
played at Arkansas, and then now they're both on the same NBA team.
So they're
And
real.
so I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think they are. It was actually really cool. I would like because they didn't go to my school, but I remember being in high school and being like, all right, Friday night I'm going to watch these dudes play because they're legit. And now they're in the NBA. So that's pretty cool. I can't speak on their realness or not, but I know they're real good at basketball and I want to watch. So
So
They
it's a possibility.
so you thought they were robots or clones or something?
I was thinking clones.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
I was like, no one can play this amount of physical activity and be real. And
But then you do your clone research, right, and find out that clones are
mm,
usually like kind of dumb
right,
versions of, the
right.
original copy. So but they might be good at sports, Nobody's ever tested that. Nobody's ever tested their depth perception or anything like that. It's
yes,
usually 2 plus 2. They're like, 4. They get that, but not much from there.
I feel bad for Autumn.
investigation.
That's all I can think about is I feel bad for Autumn that if we get this on the podcast, I can't imagine what she gets that's not good enough for the podcast as far
It
as
took
conspiracies
me,
and what we run by her.
it took me 8 years to convince her we didn't go to the moon. Imagine the other things that I'm
Right.
trying to convince
Right.
her of. It's just
8
a
years
work
to
in progress.
cave about the moon, you mean?
You've got Hunter on your side. Hunter says moon landing was fake.
Well,
So
that's my business partner. He has to hype me
he
up.
has to say, okay,
He's
gotcha.
probably lying, and he's like, "Well, I know this
I,
guy."
I think there's zero gravity to that that theory, buddy.
Hey, there we go. He's back.
Well,
But
hey, on the moon landing, there was just what was the moon landing we just did like 2 weeks ago? The Oculus, Ocu.
I don't watch any moon landings after 2010, so
Well,
I
it
couldn't
was
tell
fake anyways, but we just went to the
right,
moon recently.
sound studio. You know what? I did the research. It's actually way more expensive these days to get it to rent a sound studio and a stage and everything and try and recreate the moon landing as opposed to just going to the moon.
you.
Really?
Just going to the moon.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the Tesla thing? Um, it was like the Tesla in space, and they debunked it because they found like this guy snuck into this place, SpaceX, I think, and he saw like the CGI room, and it was just like a. You'd have to go see it. I'll send you the link. It would be horrible for me to
Please.
try to tell you.
We did see me and Noah can vouch for me on this, but we were driving home on some trip like 2 months ago, and I'm driving and I look up and there's a weird little like flare in the air and it's moving, and all of a sudden it shifts. It's really weird. It like turned into a box and then moved around, and I was like, dude, I'm freaking out right now. I don't know what's happening. And it was supposedly the SpaceX Falcon, whatever, re-entering the atmosphere or something, and everybody else saw it.
Mhm.
But I could probably get behind the conspiracy theories on something like that. But I don't know. I need more
Well,
enlightenment about your conspiracies, I guess.
it's crazy to hear, but I don't believe in UFO conspiracies. I believe Area 51 is like a look over here while I do something over here. And
Area
like the
52.
government has their own little thing going on. It goes back to Bob Lazar. You'd have to watch the Bob Lazar
Can
documentary.
I vent about the wording that not you use, but some people use? You hear a lot of people say, "Well, I don't believe in UFOs. I just don't believe it." I think there's a difference between believing in UFOs and believing in aliens. You can see an airplane flying and not know that it's an airplane. If you don't know what it is, it's an unidentified flying object. So
It's
I believe
actually
in UFOs, but I'd get mad at the wording because I have nothing else going on in my life. But
they
UFOs are
actually
real.
changed it to UAPs now. You can't
Is
say
that
UFO.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because of people like you, Austin, they had to change it because people were,
Right.
UFO, well, technically.
What about all the lasers turning off our power? Stop
Oh
knowing.
man, have you seen the lasers
I'm
in the
completely
sky?
out of the loop on this.
Dude, the green lasers. Look it up. TikTok green laser. That's what burnt down Hawaii. But they didn't burn
Dude.
down blue roofs. The
Okay.
aliens like blue for some reason. So paint your roof blue and you'll be fine.
Or get the, what is it, that like false tile blue
Yeah.
roof that you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, Zane, favorite movie? I don't think we got yours.
I'm a Goodfellas guy. I can watch
Okay.
Goodfellas every time.
Yeah.
I'm a Scorsese guy, Tarantino guy. Yeah, probably Goodfellas. I was trying to think of what my favorite sports movie would be. I don't know what it would be.
Goon.
Um, Goon?
Yeah,
I
that's a
haven't
good
seen
one.
that actually.
That's
I've
hockey.
seen it.
It's like
Yeah,
fighting.
I've seen it on Netflix. It's just the dude that's really mean and goes and hits everybody. But I
Yeah.
haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Happy
Pretty good.
Gilmore is a great sports movie.
Oh,
If you
good one.
consider that, yeah, that's a sports
Yep.
movie, I'd say. But yeah, Goodfellas. But then also, me and Noah get together, and we're very weird. Have y'all ever seen Naked Gun, like old school Leslie Nielsen
Oh
stuff,
my God. Some of
dude?
the funniest stuff,
Oh yeah,
man.
the best. I remember coming home. I was working at the movie theater. Came home, like got off work
Uh-oh.
at like 1 or 2 on a Saturday, and coming home, I walk in. Noah's watching The Naked Gun, and he's just cracking up laughing. And he was already
Mm-hmm.
almost done with the movie. And I get home, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" He goes, "Dude, you got to watch this." He rewinds it all the way back to the beginning, and then we both sit there and watch the whole movie. So then it's like 4 in the morning, and I'm still in my work clothes. Just saw the funniest thing I'd ever seen. It's yeah. So like Naked Gun, Airplane, Hot Shots. If you haven't seen Hot Shots, that's Charlie Sheen making fun of Top Gun. That's a good one too.
Hmm.
So you can check
Okay.
some of those out. But yeah, anything funny, I'm all for.
What's that baseball movie Charlie Sheen's in?
Major League.
Yeah, Major League's
Yeah,
good.
that's a good one.
Have you seen Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
good.
is a great
That's
movie.
a good one.
Yes,
The only thing
very
was
good.
it like actually legitimately stressed me out while I was watching
Right. Yeah.
it.
Well, another thing about me working at the movie theater, I was working while that was playing, and sure enough, I go walk in to clean the theater, and I see the very end of the movie before I'd watched it. So I see the
Ah,
last scene in the jewelry store, and I'm like, well, but I still watched it, and I was still stressed out the whole time. So that means it was a
yeah,
good movie.
yeah. Oh
That's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
one.
But we're lucky today because movies are great, but also TV shows are almost just as great nowadays. I saw a really good sports TV show about the Lakers in the '80s. I forget what it was
Winning
called. Winning
time.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winning
it was
time.
really good. Really enjoyed that.
I've just
The
seen clips
acting
on
was great.
TikTok. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've watched it just on TikTok.
Are you guys sports betters? Are you DraftKings
No,
or
no.
no?
It's not legal in the state I live in, but we did go to Tennessee for Thanksgiving. And while I was there, I'm like, dude, they gave me $150 in free plays or whatever. And as soon as I crossed back into Arkansas, I can't even access the account. So that whole weekend, I was like, dude, I'm doing it.
Oh,
I was betting on like Central Arkansas and Vanderbilt in basketball. Like it was absolutely awful. But yeah, I would probably if I could. But yeah, not too
I
much.
have a gripe with it. It ruins the broadcast if you just watch a regular game because it's just like in the intermissions. It's like basically
True.
in the game. They practically like overlay it over the play where you're just like, come
Right.
on.
And it's weird because now that shift, like it used to be like we can't talk about it, everybody does it, but we're
Yep.
not going to talk about it. And now it's completely flipped where it's like everybody's going to know what odds and lines and everything are, even if they don't bet.
Right. That's my favorite thing to
Xavier,
see the broadcasters like not know what they're talking about
Right.
when it comes to betting at all, and they're just like they're
Right.
plus and negative, so do that. And you're just like,
Right.
sorry, what'd you say?
I was saying,
Also,
Xavier said, any of y'all live in Texas? I do.
Austin does.
Dude, like I don't bet on sports. I'm not rich enough to do that yet. But like I see so many like stories of the guy that bet on a streaker in the Super Bowl and he was the
And
streaker.
he was the streaker. Right.
Oh,
He won
he
like,
made money.
yeah, he had to spend 2 days in jail and pay like $10,000 in fines. But when you win $160,000 off that, who cares?
And you can bet off like the national anthem and the kickoff and like anything.
oh
It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
You know, if you know who Drewski is, if you watch
Yeah.
TikTok, he won like $1 million on $100,000 bet. So it's just like I don't have 100,000 to blow, but Xavier said he lives in McAllen. I am about 9 hours from McAllen. I'm Central Texas, southeast, if you will, down in Houston.
Yeah, that I think they had bets on how many times the broadcast would show Taylor Swift, like
Yeah.
literally anything. Pretty funny.
The craziest one is what color Gatorade is going to get dumped on the coach. Like
Yeah.
that's a crazy one. Which I'm like I haven't as much, but I used to be big on like the Barstool Sports. Listen to Pardon My Take, and that's something they would legitimately plan out. Like, okay, we got to figure out what's the color of the Gatorade. We got to figure out how long over under 2 minutes on the national anthem. Like it is insane. I can see the enjoyment of just throwing $5 on a game or something, but then when it's like I have $50,000 on if Reba McEntire is going to go over 205 on the national anthem.
But
Like,
Is it usually yellow Gatorade though?
it was
I don't
purple.
know, purple, but then orange and red and blue. Like,
But can the
it's different.
guy throwing the Gatorade bet?
Wow,
I don't know.
he was also the guy who ran out and streaked.
Right.
I hate sports betting for the only reason that Pete Rose is kicked out of the Hall of Fame for betting.
Yeah,
and
that's dumb.
can legally do it. Pete Rose
Yeah.
had
Oh, yeah.
4,000 hits and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Get
it's
over
I
it.
will say,
Right.
I will say though, I've seen sports betting be more seemingly like open and like they go over it more in other sports than baseball.
Right.
I don't know
It's
why,
weird.
but maybe that's probably a reason. I don't know.
And another thing about baseball, we'll get to window cleaning, I promise.
I like the baseball talk. I'm digging it.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever that the Yankees are the only team that where if you play for them, you have to be clean shaven. That is the dumbest
Yeah,
rule I've ever heard in my life.
it is stupid. Yeah. The current Islanders GM has that. He was with the Devils for like 15 years and they couldn't have any facial hair, had to have like, cleaned up haircut and everything. Very weird. Very weird. Especially if you have a guy who has a huge beard and gets traded over there and it's like, that
Yeah.
sucks.
You play for Boston, like a mile down the road. I don't know how close
Right.
Boston is.
It's pretty
Well,
close. It's about 2 miles.
5 hours, I think.
And then you get traded to the Yankees and you got to shave it off. That's
Right.
ridiculous. Like, get
I
over it.
remember when Joey Gallo left the Rangers for the Yankees, and I was like, dang, I love Joey Gallo. And then seeing him with no beard on the Yankees, I'm like, dude, who is this chump? And
Garrett
I'm
Cole.
like, oh, that's like my favorite guy ever, Joey Gallo. I didn't even know.
Garrett Cole, like,
yeah.
his hair.
Right.
That's just
Stupid.
funny when you see a guy who like came up with the Yankees, so he's only ever had to do that, and then
Right.
he gets
And then
traded
he
and
gets
he's,
wild.
got it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's always great.
Well, there was a Boston guy recently. He had this giant beard. He wore like all these chains, and now he's
Verdugo.
Verdugo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rules. Yeah, that
red.
guy
So
rules. I forget where he is now, but definitely a beast. But we need to get betting in window cleaning, maybe.
yeah,
What could we bet on? What could we bet on?
I don't
that's a
know.
good
We
question.
got it. We got to figure out a way, though.
We need
There's
a
got to be
list.
some. You could do like over under 10 people in pro window cleaning saying that waterfed sucks or something. You could do something like that. Over 10
Yeah.
over 10 and a half Eddie Stewart trolls. That would be
Over
good.
under
How
on how much
many?
soap you put in the bucket.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Ladder or pole.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
It really is.
I don't think you could
Really
do
is.
lines. You could just do over unders on like how many, hey, what should I price this posts there are.
And
Mm.
you know what bothers me? There was a post today about a guy who, and I hate this because I don't understand where these guys come from. They're like, I've been in business one day and I landed in an apartment complex.
Right.
And it's a 3-story apartment complex. And like, I don't know if I should pole it or ladder it. I don't have money for a water fed. And I'm like, have you ever been on a 32-foot ladder at the top?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
no
that's
joke.
scary stuff.
No joke.
I mean, I guess it's good to have a venue to have even just people be like, huh, idiot, like you'll get some answers, but then you'll get people who just put like the laughing, crying face.
Right.
But so many people
So,
are like, traditional's faster, bro. I can pole work traditional at 35 feet, no problem. Like, no, you can't.
Right.
and then
Just
you can always know that it's cleaned.
Yeah.
You always know, especially beyond
yeah.
30 feet when you're doing trad work, right? You always know.
Dude, I saw a Steve-O video one time and he was fanning at 30 feet. And I said,
Mm.
It's pretty
"Dang,
nuts.
that boy, what does that basketball player say? There goes that man."
There goes that man.
It's like, is this dude serious?
He's legit. Yeah.
Have you guys seen this? This has been a random thing that's been popping up in my like. I don't know if it's feed or just something that I've thought of, but it's like an old school like bowling video where the guy wins and he goes,
P.
"I
Weber.
am. What does he say?
Yeah.
What is the quote?
What does he say?
He says something like,
Who do you think you are? I am. It's like me.
I haven't seen that one.
He had
dude,
when
he's
he
so fired
retired.
up.
He had a quote when he retired. He goes, "Hey, you can love me or you can hate me, but you still watched." And I was like, "Dang, that's pretty cool."
Fair
Was that
He's
enough.
a cool
bald?
Fair
guy.
enough.
He's like weird. Who's the evil guy on The Simpsons? That's what he looks like.
Is he
Mr.
bald?
Burns.
Yeah, he's like got just the sides still covered, but
I feel
Yeah.
like
Touche.
every
Horseshoe.
bowler is bald. I could bet
Yeah,
on it.
no, I saw one dude who had a blonde afro and a beard, and he was reading in between
Yeah,
bowling, and that
I
was
saw
really,
that. Yeah.
huh?
pretty great.
Br- Brandon said, "What up?" And Steve is that guy.
He is.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody's gonna be,
You know, I didn't know how well Jersey was loved until he went on vacation, and every call is asking where Jersey is.
Yeah.
Is Jersey
well,
here?
somebody
How-
asked for Jesse, so I don't know.
No, what do you want? How can I help you?
Right. Yeah. And I'm here. It's me. Oh no, where's
No,
the
but I'm
podcast
from
guy?
New Jersey. Hey.
I know. I had a guy ask me one time, or I get this kind of often. They're like, "How's the weather in New York?" I'm like, "I don't live in New York."
Oh yeah,
They're like,
yeah. I'll be
"Don't you
like,
all live in
I'm
New York?"
actually in PA, but I can give you the forecast. Not
Yeah.
bad.
I had a guy today. So where y'all at? Y'all are in New York, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, warehouse and the office is in New York. I'm a rep, so I'm remote. I'm in Arkansas. And he just laughed. He's like, dude, Arkansas, what are you doing out there? And I'm like, this is where I live and this is where I
Yeah.
work. He's like, dude, Arkansas? And I'm like, okay, you want to buy something or not, dude?
Yeah. What do you want? Did you see
Yeah,
the hailstorm in Arkansas?
No. Last time it was
No.
fires in Oklahoma. Today it's hailstorm in Arkansas. I didn't see
Hailstorm's
nothing.
the size of a basketball, bro. I was just like, I wish I was a roofer in Arkansas right now.
Oh man, I guess in that
Yeah.
case, Zayne, you could say you hail from Arkansas, and it
I
would work
do.
just fine.
Yes. I didn't see
But,
it, but yeah.
people live there. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? People live in
Northwest
Wyoming.
Arkansas is cool. Like everything in the top left of Arkansas, like that's where the university is. They've got a minor league baseball team. They're getting a mid-level professional soccer team too. So like everything up there, that's where like the home offices for Tyson Chicken and Walmart and all that stuff is up there. So up there, it's really popping off. Down here, it's just country bumpkin stuff,
Are there
which
any?
is what I like.
Are there any places that have like an Arkansas sauce, like that they sell like their own
I'm
sauce?
sure probably everywhere does, but
Mike
That
sent
would
me a
be a
picture of
good.
a rub called Grub Rub.
Mm,
I
there
okay.
you
got
go.
that. I'm a big minor league baseball guy. I got
Oh yeah,
family in
Mm,
Indiana, and they have the
yeah,
Indianapolis Indians, and
nice.
it's like
okay.
downtown central Indianapolis. I don't know what
Right.
it is. I like minor league ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
got the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs by me. It's like a
nice.
5 minute drive. They're
It's
pretty
always a
sweet.
name. It's like the Washington Waffles, or
Yeah,
Right.
waffle heads. Yeah.
You guys got the sod ponies down there by you too, Austin, right? Isn't that somewhere in Texas? Or sod poodles? Sod poodles. That's what it is.
we have the Corpus Christi Hooks, the
Cool.
Sugarland Space Cowboys, the Round Rock Express.
You got the
Uh,
Frisco Rough Riders.
yeah, yeah, and we have a team in Florida. Apparently, I can't remember the name. Minor league teams are always like not near the major league teams for some
Right.
reason.
Well, we've got one in, like I said, up in Northwest Arkansas. It's an affiliate of the Royals, and it's the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. But lately, like the past 2 weeks, I've been up at Arkansas baseball games because it's about a 45-minute drive for me. Heading up the hill. I could show you all my new tattoo. Maybe I'll wait for a later date,
Oh,
but
we
I
have
got a
to.
little mid thigh Razorback going on. So
You got to wear some
uh,
short shorts now, boy.
yeah, well, it's short season, so I had to get it done. Chris Salazar said Tulsa Drillers. Yeah, there. That's about 2 hours from us. So, like, we've got no professional sports teams around us. The closest one is the Thunder for sure. Like
The only
Arkansas
thing
doesn't
that
have a pro team.
Mm.
That's weird.
The only thing that I was really upset about was I saw a an Iron Pigs game and they had fireworks, which are nice. You know, you go and you get to
Right.
hang out, especially if the team there wins.
Right.
But one thing that really bothered me was that the fireworks were brought to you by like TD Bank, and they were like announcing that like the fireworks are coming, brought to you by and it was like a TD commercial, and I'm just like, what the hell are we doing here? So I started booing. I was like,
Right.
no, boo!
I
And
was at
people
a
around me are like, "What are you doing?"
I was at a Rockies game 2 years ago, and it was just awesome. But it was so packed because everyone was there to see fireworks, and it was the same exact thing. It took an hour for everybody to get. They had to get everyone on the field so they weren't up in the air by the fireworks. And then as soon as it starts, the
Hmm.
fireworks are brought to you by Lockheed Martin, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be probably awesome. And it was. It was the best fireworks show I've ever seen. But yeah, a lot of corporate sponsorship in the fireworks. I'm like, dude, let's just blow
Kind of
stuff
wild.
up.
Then you
Yeah,
have
exactly. I
to.
don't. Doesn't need to
And
be brought to you by anything.
Right.
I'm going to get into a funny minor league story, but I want to catch up here. Chris Salazar said, "What's up, guys? Hey, thanks for tuning in."
Yo.
Brandon said he's used all the guys at WCR. WCR is great. We know, man. WCR is great. Brought to you by WCR.
Right. Hey.
Chris said we were in Tulsa, the Tulsa Oilers and Tulsa Drillers. And
Yep.
Brandon said in Montana, they don't have any pro teams in any sport. There needs to be an expansion out in Montana, south or north, or that may be Dakota.
Yeah, wrong state.
But, minor league rain delays, when they do like the one guy's on the shoulder, they do the Knights thing, or they'll
Right.
like start bowling.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't get that in major league rain delays.
Yeah.
No, they lay out the
No,
tarp, and
it's
you kind
done.
of have to deal with it.
Yeah, they started smoking cigars, and they're like, "We're making millions. Who cares? These fans are
Right.
garbage."
No,
I
the
was at
awesome
a
thing too is you get the tickets back if they, if they ended up
right
calling a game,
canceling.
you'll just get
Right.
a free ticket for later on in the season, which is great. So you have a couple of beers while you're still there. They're, by me, they didn't even shut anything down until they called the game. So we were drinking a couple, and it was coming down a little bit, and they were like, all right, they have like corn over here too. So we just got this like corn that has like a seasoning on it. Really good though.
Nice.
Tahine.
I have no idea.
Mm.
It's a special kind of sauce or
Oh,
seasoning.
Yeah, I was at a Royals game up in Kansas City. This is a long time ago, but it was dollar hot dog night, and sure enough, 2 hour rain delay. So me and my dad, we started on the concourse at the third baseline. We would buy a hot dog, walk around the whole stadium in the rain, come back and get another hot dog. And we walked around the stadium for so long, like 2 hours, just munching hot dogs. It was a good time.
That's
But
nice.
then we got to watch 3 innings. So, but hot dogs.
what
Man,
team recently banned the dollar hot dogs because they were throwing them on the field?
I got
don't
no
know.
idea, but it sounds like a place I want to be.
I heard recently they banned the dollar hot dogs. I want to say it was the Mets. I could be wrong. That they
Probably.
were throwing
Makes sense.
Beers are
dollar
like
hot dogs.
$25. Crazy.
Up north inflation.
Yeah, it's nuts. I don't even want to get into the beer prices. I'm constantly tweeting at Steve Cohen.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm excited for baseball. I've enjoyed the baseball talk, fellas. This has been
Oh
nice.
yeah.
There's nothing better. Like I said, the past 2 weeks, yesterday or Tuesday rather, I went up to the Arkansas game alone. I just sat by myself watching ball. It was great. Nothing
Yeah,
like it.
$15 ticket.
the Astros start in I think 3 weeks. The minor league ball has started, or it starts next week. So yeah, I'm pumped, dude.
Nice. It's
Lawn
gonna be
tickets
good.
for $8.
That's
Don't
the move.
Yeah.
parking.
The lawn ticket, and then you just walk around the whole time. That's the move. Like the one in Springdale, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, they've got like different tables and benches and stuff everywhere where you just buy a cheap ticket and you can walk around, sit one place for a couple innings, walk, move around. It's the best.
That is
Tyler
great.
said, anyone watching Banana Ball, that league is
Yeah.
garbage.
I
Some
John
would
dude on
too.
stilts
Cena,
is pitching.
Right.
Cena had a at bat recently.
Yes. He charged the mound.
I can't do the dancing and any of that. Yeah, I just can't.
Dang. Chris said Chris was talking about the Tulsa Oilers earlier. That is so they've got the Tulsa Oilers that are a minor league hockey team, so that's fun.
Hmm.
But then they also started an arena football team that's the Tulsa Oilers. And he said he's got season tickets. So man, hey, if you can't make it to a game, you may hit me up. I've been wanting to watch some of the indoor football, Chris. I forget Chris is in Tulsa. He's like not that far from me.
Didn't Johnny Manziel do indoor football for a little bit? Who was that?
Yeah, Johnny Manziel. Yeah. It was that other weird league that was weird and different. Like it was I can't even remember what all it was, but
No, Jacob, you're
XFL.
not
we're
blocked.
not blocked.
Cena sucks.
You said I like punching down wieners. What do you want me to say to that, Jacob? That's going to be on a
But we
TikTok.
didn't see the John Cena comment.
Right.
yeah, it's kind of like the Globetrotters. It's super weird. We have the XFL. Danny
Yeah.
said he played CFL. All these weird teams and organizations.
Right.
Right.
Like I heard recently, the XFL on the kickoff, the kicking team will be on the 20-yard line and they can't move until the guy catches the ball, which is really weird.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that is odd.
I'm down for it, man, because now in the NFL, everything is just touchback. Like kickoffs aren't even a part of the game anymore. So I'm all for moving something back or just changing something up where you can actually have an exciting kickoff again.
And, this is weird to me. I've never been a football player guy, but I feel like no one can kick a 60-yard field goal, but every kickoff, they kick it past the field goal. I'm like,
Well, you get a running start on the kickoff, and no
is
one's holding it.
Is it illegal to get a running start?
I believe so, because why wouldn't anybody have already tried to do it? It's probably like illegal formation or something stupid. But yeah, I don't know. I'm all for it. I would love to see like 80-yard field goals. That would be nasty.
Wow.
First
Wish I
down,
called it.
field goal.
All right. Yeah.
I went to a Jets Buccaneers game, and it was maybe in 2017 or something like that. It was before Tom Brady was on the team, and man, it must have been just a fluke game or something because nobody was scoring touchdowns. It was just like a soccer game. They were just
Right.
going through, kicking everything. It was just like kind of lame.
Oh, speaking of that, little MetLife, y'all are getting the World Cup final game in 2026. That's going to be
Yeah,
pretty
that'll
sick.
be-
I was hoping it would be Dallas. It was
Mm.
between Dallas and New York, or New Jersey, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a crazy, crazy stadium. So that should be popping for sure.
I
That'll be
tried to
fun.
figure out how. Let me try something before we go. I've been watching soccer, and
Okay.
there's a guy on the team I like who I think looks just like Austin. And I could be wrong, but let me see if I can share my screen or something. We're gonna try this and
Jacob
just
said,
see what
"Love you,
Shot.
bro. He loves you so much. He
um
doesn't love us. He loves Zane."
let me see. I'm gonna pull up this picture. I could be way off on this, but tell me if you guys think that this guy looks like the Grubs a little bit. Let me
Chris said,
find.
"I'd love to see a 4th and 80, and they go for a field goal."
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. We're flying by the seat of my pants right here, just seeing what's happening. Okay. Tell me if you guys can see my screen right now.
I can.
You can? Oh,
Yes.
what do we think about this guy right here?
He's a
Looks
little
like
tanner than I am.
he's a Frenchman, but does he look like Grubs at all? Every time I see him play, I'm like, dude, okay, don't look at these pictures, but the pink one, that looks like
Maybe with
Grubs a
how
little bit.
far away the cameras are in soccer, I could see it.
Is that better? Maybe. I don't know. I see it. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong.
I can
But
have
that's
curly
just me.
hair.
Anyway, that's your Zane talking soccer
I
moment.
like it. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I appreciate the insight into the Zane computer. So
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm hoping I
Yeah.
had
And
everything good.
we're at an
yeah,
hour. My
you're
kid's
fine.
screaming in the background, so I got to get on out of here. But I do
Dang it,
appreciate
Austin.
everybody for stopping by. Again, we are sales reps over at WCR. So if you need any gear, have any questions, hit us up. If you guys have anything to say before we go.
I'm gonna
Just
hit up Chris.
Okay,
shop
cool,
at
man.
shop from some of us. Call us. Hit
Yeah.
us up. These
Yep, we got
numbers
our
are here.
numbers on the screen. Text us, call us, email us. We'd love to put that order in for you. And we'll see you next time. And love you, Jacob. Bye-bye.
Love you, Jacob.